Hello and welcome to the second film in the Newtown Heritage Explorers series. In this film we're going to look at what a toolkit is and also how you can use that approach to define character and what we think character is made up of. So what is a toolkit? Well, in this situation we don't mean drills and hammers. What we mean is a set of processes to follow, a set of criteria or features to look for, and in some ways a reminder of what to think about and check on so that you don't overlook things that you might see every day. So it's a guided approach to assessing something. It's using a common set of topics. It's using defined terms with a shared language across all of the different approaches that we might have. And really with the view to creating a report or a video or some kind of outcome that can be easily read and shared by other people, rather than just special to you. Now, there are toolkits which look at assessment already. There are 3 notable examples which I've shown here. One created by Planning Aid to support people with planning for a neighbourhood plan. Another which looks at Oxford's particular character developed by Oxford City Council with the Preservation Trust and Historic England, and a third one by Historic England looking at how you understand historic places. Now, each of these have got great merits and are used widely by other people for different reasons, but we think that they all have slight shortcomings, which means that actually it would be really good to put together something which brings the best of all 3 together. So this is what we've done with the toolkit that you can use. Now, we know that developers and house builders like character areas and always have done. So what people are interested when they're creating new parts of a town like Milton Keynes is creating character areas that make them easy for new residents to understand and appreciate. And this could be by using prominent groups of buildings or specific spaces, highlighted here with the arrows, that people can use to remember it, find their way around, and it just gives it distinctiveness that other areas may not have. So it could be made up of areas of similar sorts of buildings, areas in a similar position, or certain sorts of house types. But it isn't necessarily just about what the house looks like from the outside and groups of housing in the similar style, or just about the materials, but they play a part in the overall picture. But we also know, of course, that most house builders are not that interested in how you feel about a place once they've built it and it's been sold. They're really interested in creating what's known as curb appeal, and we're interested in how places feel once they've been lived in and they feel like home. So what's in a character toolkit? Well, there are 3 main stages of work, as you can see here, and a 4th one which I'll come on to in a moment. So the first stage of work is desk work. It's finding out about the history of an area, how it was first built and how it's changed over time, and what is it that's changed the area in that time frame. A second stage is to go out on foot and do a survey of the area, and this is really where most of the toolkit focuses. So it's encouraging you to notice and observe and make notes on the layout of an area, the shape of building plots, street patterns and widths, whether they're straight or very curvy, scale and density, whether the place feels very urban and very built up or actually with a very rural feel to it. It's about looking at buildings. What types of buildings are there? Have they changed over time? What shapes are they? What are historical building styles that you can see? Are there features and materials that are distinctive to this area that are different to another one, perhaps? Enclosure and the edges of open spaces are really useful in terms of giving character. So are there routes, and what kind of routes are there through or around open spaces? What makes a boundary, and what do the views look like? Where are they going? Are they long distance or are they focused on local landmarks or sculpture? And then fourthly, in those categories of things to look for with the toolkit, it's about the designed landscape, and most new towns have got quite a lot of designed landscape. So it's looking at the planting, structures and furniture that have been deliberately chosen and placed in those areas to create effect. So the third stage, which is really important, is to regroup. And you may well want to do the survey in a different way with different people looking at different parts. But the third stage is about coming back together in order to talk about what you've seen and what do you think it means for the future. So the toolkit will encourage you to think about what gives the area its character and what condition that character and the parts that make it are in today. And also what the local stories are about the place and whether that doesn't reflect how it is today for different reasons. Also, an important part of it is to think about whether the character that you can find and you can see has already started to go or is being undermined by changes by others who may not appreciate what was special about the place. And also thinking ahead, what might be changing, what sort of change is coming in the future, big or small, and would this be good for the character and strengthening its identity, or would it be bad and disregard what actually seems quite special to you about the area? So it's worth looking at future plans by other people for the area that you've been studying. And the fourth stage, which is really valuable for everybody, including people you don't yet know, is what can you recommend about the area in terms of actions or guidelines about how it should be looked after in the future. And this could be about maintenance and the maintenance of public spaces, or it could be about developments that might be coming and how they would change an area, or even just how different people use shared space within the neighbourhood. So thank you for watching this video. The next one is Get Involved, telling you more about how you can start using the toolkit in your own area. If you missed the first one, the part one is the Character Assessment Toolkit Explained. It tells you more about this project from the beginning. And don't forget to visit our website hosted by the Milton Keynes City Discovery Centre, the Newtown Heritage Explorers. Thank you. See you in part 3.